in 2022, it was mostly about me filling myself up with my creative juices. I think I had isolated myself from so much and so many of my collaborators. You know how creatives are.
Yeah.
You need to always hang out with creative people for your ideas and to be inspired and for you to flow.
To germinate.
So I went back into myself with so many things. I was sketching, I was drawing every day, I was working out, I was cycling. My bike is called Lindy. I was cycling every day. I had a routine.
Oh, Lindy.
Yeah, it's called Lindy.
Wow. Welcome to the
Light
conversation,
bulb
Paul.
moment. Sorry.
Welcome to the conversation.
Like Lindy is like Lindy.
Lindy, Malindi.
No, it's this pepper thing that is just throwing me off.
Yeah.
And it's also because it's only one
We
bicycle.
need
so
a
many
Gen Z.
bicycles will be called.
Malindis.
Malindi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I went back into that. I was working at a startup, but then I realized mid 2022 that working as a designer, after, raising up the ranks and, working, having a, they call what? Senior management. It was not senior management. No, I wasn't a C-suite person where I was working before.
Yeah.
But just when you reach senior management, you realize there's a lot of things you can delegate.
Yeah.
And even you can be an art director. You don't have to be the guy chopping, looking for photos. So more of an art director because I paint.
Yeah.
And I realized the employment thing I was doing wasn't paying me enough for the hours I was working.
Yeah.
Because I'd want to do my own things, but I also have to respect that I'm employed.
Yeah.
And I have to give these guys every day value for their time. And I wouldn't be able to also post what I'm doing because it would look like I'm doing my stuff on their time.
So was it like you got into that with a clear-cut mid to long-term plan of this is what I want to do for the next 2 years because you say you're rebuilding, or was it let me go down this road and then see where it takes me?
Yeah.
To me, it was because I'm a multi-talented person. I can work as a copywriter, I can work as a designer, not the best copywriter.
Thank you.
I'll be like above average.
Ash looks right.
Above average. Above
His
average
pants
on
are terrible.
Yeah, above average on
Hapana.
anything. But then if you're bouncing, your
Okay.
ideas off brilliant people, they also improve your craft.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not the
Excuse
billionaire.
me.
You're the brilliant person talking
Excuse me.
about.
So you're the brilliant person.
Why not we
I'm
find
very
Ash?
honest. Ash is like the brilliant person I bounce my copy, like creative copy, to, and then he tells me,
For
bro,
free.
hapo chini.
No,
Chini
actually,
hapo.
he'll downplay things, but he's a mad wordsmith.
He's a mad
Now,
wordsmith, yeah.
Give
But
him
pepper.
Stop.
Please
Give him
explain
time.
pepper. No,
Pepper.
Because his ass was burning. That's what it means.
No, there's a girl I liked, and her nickname was Pepper. But her nickname was Pepper because
it was the Nini was
Alikuwa
fire.
mkali.
it was peppery.
Alikuwa mkali.
Spicy.
So when you're riding your bike, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, it's an ode to her.
So nowadays you say pilipili usio ila.
Yeah, mi nilikuwa na ila though.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I quit my job in 2022 mid-July. Actually, it was around April.
Yeah.
I remember I handed in my resignation. And then, this was May. And I remember my birthday was in June, the same year. So when I came to Nairobi, I was like, I'm going to come to Nairobi for my birthday, see my homies, and I'm going to make sure by the time I go back to Malindi, I have something I'm doing in Nairobi. So I came in, I tendered my resignation in May, brought the work laptop and everything that was needed for Jobo.
Signed out of your accounts.
Signed out of my accounts.
Yeah.
And I just went, actually, I lived with my sister and mom. During that time, I just told them, hey, just give me a room. Me, I need to be out here beasting because I have a house in Malindi.
Yeah.
And I have an LPO for a job I've done. And I don't know when this LPO will be paid out. So I have to wait somewhere. And during this time I'm waiting, I don't want to be waiting there, an isolated man, because I know an isolated man is a lot of things creep into you. A lot of intrusive thoughts come in.
Yeah.
And
So you turned your resignation blind. You didn't have.
I was
have a
like,
next
bro,
step.
no matter what I do,
Yeah. You have to leave.
no matter what I do, I'll have more.
Make it or make it.
Yeah, I'll have more satisfaction doing it, and I will also have a better ROI. if I go back to the stuff I was doing before. So I came to Nairobi. I just told my mom, hey, mi nimekam na suitcase moja nionyeshe ni plane talala. And my sis, and that was my support system. And from...
So you're actually the originator of that. You know, a man at 30 should not be living at home. So you're that guy.
Watu wa Buru bado wanaishi home.
Maybe
Buru
we are
people in
constantly
their
punished
30s.
for
I'm not saying in a bad way. It's facts though. Watu wa Buru wako na reputation that the dudes in Buru, like they never move out of their
40s there in their house.
Unachiwa nyumba, because see a lot of their folks have bought a house.
It's
And
not
there's a...
problem Mada guys, because Mada guys the guys from
Mada same.
It's Mada
Mada
guys
same.
also like single servants have the house, then they retire.
And it could be because of two things. It's either that your folks, they reach a certain age, they're old, and you have to take care of them. So there's they always need a caregiver.
Yes.
And you choose to be that guy. Or sometimes just that say unangoja tu adedi uchukue hiyo nyumba. You know, it's either or. Me, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying.
Makes sense. Makes economic sense.
Msinipige kwa huko comment section. Mi nasema tu kama unasikia ukweli imekuwasha pia.
Unaishi kwa mzazi. Wewe ishi tu. Ba utaduju na unaishi kwa mzazi.
Economy ni mbaya, ishi kwa wazazi.
Yeah, so msi by the way kama if you're planning on moving out this year,
mzazi anaishi kwa mzazi.
Ujafukuzwa kwenyu.
I don't know. I just feel like there's no shame in it as well.
There's no shame, but you know, beyond a certain age,
Yeah.
you kind of have to like be on your feet, man. So,
Yeah.
like you can't. May I just say, especially for a man, for a baby it's different.
A babe
For
can
a guy, you know,
babe can even
society,
chill for like
society is gonna be harsh on you, bro. If you don't get on your feet when you need to get on your feet,
Yeah.
society will never forgive you.
Because you're measured by so many yardsticks. You're measured by, you should be doing this by this age. You should be, a man should be this.
A man should be
that.
anything that starts with a man should be wejua tu hapo unakula depression.
role
A
of a
man
man.
should, bro, you need depression. Unaongezea tu
Your fellow
chumvi.
men are doing this.
But anyway,
most
so
men your age.
that was one of my lowest points. The fact that
Most men your age.
actually I had a famo.
Yeah.
I have kids. I've come to Nairobi and I'm working on Delulu.
Yeah.
And you know what I did the first weekend I came to Nairobi? I went for 3 gigs and I made sure I network. Those 3 gigs I went for, I came out with 3 jobos. I was like, I'm going to network. And I'm going to talk like the way that snake talked to Adam.
It was Eve.
It was
Don't
Eve.
put it on us.
Eh.
It was
Don't
Eve.
put it on us.
At least
The
Eve
snake
was also a snake.
No. The
That
snake
is
was
the
one.
one.
Eve
So Adam was
alikuwa
technically
sister nyoka. Kwani
responsible.
how would you talk to a snake if you're not a snake?
Wow. So we don't stand by his words.
Yeah.
Mr. Shika Strays because
Nimalize
of you.
tafadhali.
Opinions sold
Ni majoki,
separately.
so msikuje kwa
Like,
comment
comment,
section.
subscribe.
Kama ile podcast ingine vile mlinimaliza ni sawa tu. By the way, podcast is here to stay. So if ukianza kujama episode 1, hey, my friend, by episode 100 utakuwa na high blood pressure.
No, man.
And in this economy.
The
I'm a
economy,
good guy.
choose your problem.
Yeah.
So I have
Don't be
I have a question
angered
for
by
you.
opinions.
I have a question for you. Leave alone the whole, how do you balance the court of public opinion, delving into your very public breakup? Wachana that is either a conversation for another time or for another place.
With a therapist.
My
preferably.
thing is that I want to know is, like Paul said, the biggest thing we're being told is what? Men your age are doing this, men your
Yes.
age are doing this.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, you were down, your life plan was on the rails nicely. You know, family guy by this age,
Yeah.
you're mid-30s, you have a wife, you have kids, you have nini, you have
There's a
family, you're settled.
hacienda in Malindi.
The next step should be what? Building a house, thinking of retirement, taking kids to high school, blah, blah, blah. Then life derails you.
Yeah.
Or life happens.
Life happens to
Let's
you.
give him the coget.
The what?
The
Do you see what I'm saying? This guy.
Yeah, your dad jokes.
Don't let the
don't
bad
get
pants.
children.
Don't let the bad pants fool you. He's
Don't
a
get
good writer.
children,
I
because your
promise
dad
he's a
jokes will
good
be
writer.
worse.
I promise he's a good writer. So back to my question.
Yeah.
Then, looking at how your life has taken a turn, and it's very easy for you to sit down and say, my life isn't where it should be, because I can empathize and I can realize when you are set on this course of life and you're happy and you're content and things are working out for you, you have everything, you have the wife, you have the family. Because that's the thing we're being told as men, we need to have, these are the goals we need to have achieved by a certain time. Maybe you've hit those targets or you've hit those targets ahead of time. It's very easy for you to sit and be in that car, like you said, the duplex in Malindi, with your mom and your sister in your car room in the dark of night when you're by yourself with your thoughts and think, shit, man, what's my life? So how do you navigate those thoughts? And then how do you I don't say convince yourself. How do you tell yourself it's okay to be in this next phase of life? Because it's very easy for you to break down, leave alone, like I said, the whole public breakup and people saying, how did you navigate that publicly? Because I still want to be curious about how do you, even as Rama, how do you navigate that attention? That's a different question. As a man,
As a man.
sitting there in the dark of night, looking at where your life was,
Yeah.
and then where your life is right now, no family, you're sleeping on the couch of someone's house essentially. You've tendered your resignation. You don't know what the future is going to be. You could have made a career of yourself, like you said, senior management. You could have been on this career path. So things are not where they're meant to be. How do you get the strength to wake up the next day? Because like we've said, it's very easy to give into that darkness and be like, you know what, this karate and rap with some Ribena, you know, it'll be a chill
And then that
night.
weekend you network like hell. Like how do you that? I think that's an interesting question.
Because the theme that we're
yeah.
getting from today is survival.
Yeah.
Survive.
It's a Movember. Actually, you know, part of
I'm
Movember.
gonna make it. Not that
I
kind
promise
of
it's
love.
please write again.
Wait, tutazima hiyo mic wacha ufala.
Mute it, in fact.
Wow.
Unplug
know-
up a chin and then just
Wow.
pretend.
I
You
feel
know,
so
there's
targeted.
women who look at you and think you're very serious, and then you start singing up
I'm
in the first episode.
I'm sitting next to you.
I'm serious.
I'm being
romantic.
judged.
You can't tell me about
And then
I'm
you-
being
and then
judged
you're
about
wearing pink.
proximity.
And let me tell you, you kwanza umse amevaa kama nini ex-member wa Heart the Band alafu unaimba hapa ma survivor.
Naona
Shades.
guitar.
I
Naona
had
guitar.
music.
Music, guitar.
Yeah.
They have strings you can play.
Back to the question.
So there's two ways I looked at it. And there's one thing I believe, you know, and it's a common thing I read all the time. You know, worrying about the past makes you full of regret. Worrying about the future makes you full of anxiety. So you always have to think in the present.
Yes.
What can I do now? Whatever's happened has already happened. You know, the snake has already bitten you. It's not the bite that will kill you, it's the venom. So your snake bite has already happened. So what are you doing now to affect tomorrow?
When you can't think about the scar. Hey, this snake analogy.
See with
is,
the copywriter.
You read the script well.
I'm telling you, I'm in a big school.
We cram.
So
Yeah.
that's how I looked at it. And then also, you know, when certain things happen to you, think of you. You know the way people say my life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah.
'cause
When you're dying,
Yeah, because
eyes.
that was the
Happens to-
societal expectation as well
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
Yeah. When I was going through it, it was happening in slow motion. It was think about where you're from and where you are. Because even at my worst, I'm telling you, at my worst, when I was living in Malinda, I was like, bro, you're doing better than you were doing 5 years ago.
Wow.
You're still doing better than you were doing 5 years ago. So why should you be stressed
Why are
about
you
life?
stressing? Yeah.
What are you stressing about? You know, you are living in a 4-bedroom villa. Now you're in a 2-bedroom duplex. That's not a downgrade. If you think about where you were 5 years ago, it's actually you're doing better than you were doing 5 years ago.
And that's what you have to keep yourself
And
at
so
the front of your mind.
that was to me like the springboard for, let me go to Nairobi for my birthday. And when I come back to Malindi, I know I'll come back to who I am, who I've always been.
With a fresh
I'm
perspective.
that guy.
You're that
Never
guy.
forget you're that guy.
Never forget.
Yeah. So that's one. Secondly, in terms of, that's now what I use to block the noise. I realized that people who are doing better than you will never talk down on you. They don't have the time. They don't have the
You're
time.
not on
Have
their
you ever
radar.
seen, someone asked the other day, do you imagine Michael Jordan on a YouTube comment section saying, you can't even dribble? Would he ever?
Wow. That's wow. Okay.
Would
That's
he
deep.
even
Yeah,
ever?
That's profound.
That's
yeah.
very
Yeah.
Okay, not profound, but it's okay.
I mean, it's practical. So what I realized is, you know, if I look at my life and the things I've done up to this point,
Yeah.
there are people, I'm living someone's dream. There's someone who, my current reality is someone else's dream right now. It may be a downgrade for someone else. Like the way say, there's a German billionaire who committed suicide because he lost all his money and he was a millionaire and he couldn't deal with it. Had like
Couldn't
$8 million left in his account. I was like, I can't.
I only have.
I can't.
Only.
He
He
offed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, I was like, bro, your ground zero right now is better than the ground zero you started on in 2012.
Yeah.
Even if you go back 10 years ago, your ground zero is way better right now. So all you need to do is grind, keep the same energy, the same things you've been doing this all these years that have brought you to where you are, continue on that.
Keep them
And
going.
also just improve on those two small things, because I had to be accountable to myself. What was your role in what happened to you? And so that's how I started blocking the noise. It's like, I'm going to immerse myself in my work. I'm going to fill myself with positive vibes. I'm going to make sure I hang out with all my friends, reconnect with all the friendships I had put on the shelf, because I was a proper family guy, the Friday home. Anybody who's worked with me always knew. On a Friday, Rama,
We're
straight
being
home.
snaked constantly.
It's home.
Make a plan in the drama.
Home.
Let me call you back in 30. He's not calling you back.
Yeah.
Home. I used to be that guy. Because to me, that was the most important thing. Because kiddos, your kiddos are only kiddos once.
That's true.
Yeah. If you miss the moments when they're children, you won't be able to replay them when they're adults. There's no rewind button.
There's no Heburudia.
So I was giving my kiddos and my famo everything I could in terms of just emotional availability, finances. All my money was for my kiddos. There's a time I couldn't even buy myself cologne because I wanted my kiddos to have the best life. And during that time when I was going through it. And so that was my 2022, just immersing myself back into what made me who I am and making sure I implode. So I did that. 2023 came about. I was getting back on my feet, moved into my own house, got my kiddos a room, and did everything I could to make sure that I now level it. And then now from there, another springboard, because I usually have like a 5-year plan every 5 years. I have to go to the next level. Like, challenge yourself. You have 5 years to fuck up and recover. So I did that. 2023 was now the turning point where, okay, now you've done it. From 2017, 2022, that was 5 years. You've seen the best. It's like a drug. I know how it feels like to live like a millionaire, because I was living in Malindi with a pool in front of my house, with a garden, a backyard, a villa that could host guests. Your guests could be on the other side. You don't even know they exist, because the house is big as hell.
The slow pace of life,
And I
you have
was
to
like,
appreciate
yeah.
that as well.
And I
Because
was
the
like-
rat race in Nairobi versus rat race in
And I
Malindi
was
is
like,
different.
I was doing that on a Nairobi salary. So it really opened my mind up to the possibilities. Nairobi is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do if you just plan your life well. And so the whole of 2022 and the whole of 2023, that's what has been happening to me. It's just, hey, bro, are you okay? If you see me quiet, bro, I'm plotting. I'm scheming.
Like a
I had
nonsense.
10 months to be asked, are you okay? When I was in
but-
Malindi living by myself, you know, nilikuwa nakapitia, bro.
Are you sure you're okay? Yeah,
Nilikuwa
I'm fine.
nakapitia. Because you see, you come from living with your kiddos and then all of a sudden you're in a house.
Yeah, it's no one.
So
You have a
Bedroom
routine.
villa.
All of a sudden it's 7, you have nobody to say good night to.
Yeah.
7:30.
Ngeni
You have
text,
nobody
bro.
to take to the
Your
bedroom.
body clock is
wakalale.
waking up at 6 a.m. and there's
Body
nobody to wake
clock,
up.
no, ime kick. You wake up, there's nobody to run to you and say hi, daddy. There's hi, daddy all the time. Hi, daddy, 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 daddy. You're missing moments,
Yeah.
Kiddos have those milestones that you're missing. So that's what I was going through. And I was like, you know what? It's out. All that matters is I have to be healthy enough for them and for myself. And that's about it. Yeah.
Jamani,
Mentally,
faggot.
physically,
Yeah.
emotionally, I have to come through for myself first. And I have to be there for myself. Before I promise anyone, I'll be there for them.
Yes.
Because you're the most important
Absolutely, yeah.
cog in that whole thing.
You're
If
the
you're not
essential.
moving, nothing is moving. Your kiddos won't be thriving if you're not okay. And neither will your person be thriving if you're not okay. So
essential.
you're the essential bit.
Yes.
And I think everyone should learn to think of themselves that way. Not to be selfish, but just
Yes.
make sure you're okay enough for everybody.
Prioritize yourself more.
Yeah, there's, like us guys always say, me always saying, and I went to the whole of 2022 and 2023 just giving gratitude for what I have. I wasn't praying for new things. I was like, thank you for what I have. Because I've looked back at what I never used to have. And these are the things I used to dream of. These are the things I used to pray for. Now I have them. All I can say is
Because we always
thank you.
focus on
Yeah.
what we don't have. So
Yes.
it's good to, yeah.
These are the things I used to pray about back in 2012, huko, when I was living in Umoja and Buru, I was like, bro, you came from Buru, look at your house in Malindi. Even if you've downgraded to a duplex, I was living in a neighborhood that had a swimming pool. My neighbors were Italians and Germans. Like, bro, there's no downgrade
And
here.
yet-
You've just moved to a place, a space that's enough for you.
Yes.
Yeah. And those are the things now I used to be thankful for. Like, hey, me, I lived at a place where you cycle, like, I'd cycle for 2 minutes. You cross one road, cross another road, you're at the beach. Third row from the beach. And I'm over there online being trolled by people and not living in SQs or like bed sitters.
wait.
Why should I feel bad?
Not all of us are.
Why
in
should I
SQs.
die?
Not all excuses.
Yeah, my troll account.
There's nothing
was
wrong with an
working
SQ,
major
by
on
the
him,
way.
and I was not
There's nothing wrong with an
an
SQ.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you always know your place in
Yeah.
people's lives.
Yeah.
Me, I knew my place in my own life.
Yes.
And I was like, who are these people? No, who the fuck let these niggas into the VIP section?
Yeah.
Why are you talking so loudly about things you don't know anything
Not to
about?
get your complimentary.
Yeah,
And then to get a compliment. Exactly.
Umekuja kuiba simu VIP. You know, so
Yeah.
I was very intentional about it. I learned how to block the noise that way.
Yes.
And I was like, I know my day ones, my homies. Because my homies would always call me. They're in coast people. Some people are in Mombasa, Ramaniko Coast. They don't know Malindi is like 2 hours, 2.5 hours away. Just Ramaniko Coast. That's just that calling me and telling me you're the coast. I know you've thought about me. And I know you want to link up, even though you're far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some guys would call me like, I need a place to like
Then ahead.
can you link me up? So I'm like, this person actually thought about me. They're reaching out to me not because they want to know if I'm okay,
Yeah.
but because they find me useful. And they're calling me up so I can plug them into these different places. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question that will go back around in this direction. From that, what was your takeaway from that entire experience
Yeah.
that is now helping you either live life differently or make different, I don't say better or smarter decisions, but make different decisions for yourself moving forward?
I realized to never compromise on my own goals and dreams to accommodate people. Because once you compromise on your own goals and dreams, there's nothing that pushes you by the way. Tomorrow will feel like today will feel like yesterday. If you compromise on your goals and your aspirations and your purpose in life, every day starts feeling like Groundhog Day. It's just a repetition. You're not seeing anything new.
There's no difference.
It's
There's no
just
change.
wake up, do this and that, go back
Eat,
to
stay,
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah.
Wake up, blah, 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 go back to sleep. So you start living through life and you realize, hey, I've had a whole week. I've lived through a whole week. And if you ask me what was your highlight this week, I'll probably mention 2 things only. It's because there's nothing to push you. You know, you're not challenging yourself. You're not going out there. You're not. And the reason why I say, like, when I came to Nairobi on my birthday weekend, I was like, I'm going to make sure when I go back to Malindi, I have a couple of deals on me. That's what now pushed me. Because I remembered, like, bro, you didn't get this far by luck.
Yeah.
You were working also. And it's just opportunity linked up with your hard work
Yes.
at the best time.
Yeah.
And that's where now even my imposter syndrome now started dying. It was now becoming background noise. Because like that imposter syndrome is just like those guys who are shouting about my life and they don't know what really the details are. So I put it in the back burner and I just chose, walk.
Eddie?
It's me.
I'll go last. Don't worry.
You'll go last. Okay. So I think for me, the most important thing, when I started interviewing the CEOs, the question that I like asking them most is, what's it like to be you, or what makes you you? And I came to this realization. I came to this realization because
Eureka moment.
Eureka moment. Yeah, come to Jesus moment. Come to Jesus. Anyway, jokes aside, the question that I think has driven me from my experiences after the losses that I've had is what matters to you, like what's important to you, or what matters to you. Most of the time, men are told, come, you're a dad, you are
Sacrifice
a
yourself.
photographer, this is what should be
They
important
put you
to
in
you.
one box like this.
Because if you ask a lot of men what matters to you, they don't really know. They answer what they've been told is important to them. Like for you at your age, this is what you should be buying. This is the land you should be buying. This is where you should be investing. I have some Desi shares mahali, so invest. Ama kuna
You
kaploti senior.
also let to believe what matters to you
Yes.
Is what you sacrifice
is the
for other
value, is
people.
the value you're bringing
Yes.
to other people's lives.
Exactly.
Because if you're not providing for so and so, that
Exactly.
is what should matter to you.
Exactly. And we come from a point of, I have to think of others first before now I think of myself. It's the same thing Rama was talking. Because when I cut down on my life after my job, after leaving my job, I realized I was just sending money everywhere. But I never have money. Like my friends are my immediate family is well sorted. My extended I don't have kids. My extended family is well sorted. But I can only afford,
The basic bare minimum for yourself.
meetings is not bad, but that's what I can do for myself. But then I started taking care of myself because I realized what matters to me. Like when you're offered a job, it's very rare to say cut a job because you're like, hey, maybe this is the last one. But then I realized this job does not align.
Like as a freelancer.
Yeah. Because you are thinking, hey, if I refuse this job, I'm not going to get another one. What if it goes until another client?
If I refuse this job,
Yes.
they'll never come back to
They
me.
will never come back to me. But then realize this job is not important to me. It's going to get in the way of the plans that I have. Maybe I want to do some other projects. So you're always like, okay, I should get this job because it's important, maybe to my family or to the people who are close to me, or even to this client. Nachukua tu job ndo asifeel vibaya. But when you ask yourself, no, like what matters to me? I think with that, I've been able to say no to a lot of things. And just to do a lot of self-introspection, just to think about who am I really? And this is an ever-evolving question because in my 20s, I'm a different guy. In my 30s, I'm a different guy. In Malindi, I'm a different guy.
You're a hoe,
I'm a... Damn. Jembe.
You're a bro.
But
You don't
I'm
want
a Rastafarian
that's that
Anglican.
joke.
Yeah.
We're tapping you.
Yeah, kulima, kashamba, muguda. But anyway, what matters to you? I think that has been key for me in the past 2 years. Yeah, without sounding like a preacher, I'll throw it to
All.
I think in the last 2 years, it's a lot. Selflessness, learning to live for others and not yourself.
Yeah.
Understanding that, if a lesson is not learned, it will be taught again.
Yeah.
And it will be taught again until you understand it or until you get it. Having the knowledge of how something is or what something is, and then the understanding of it through experience, that is what creates wisdom. It's not, people say, yeah, I'm wise. It's simply just that you're self-aware, you've gone through something, you know what is right. And so the next time something presents itself, you're able to make a decision that's right. But also trying to be kinder to myself, and failing forward in the sense of just knowing that you will not be perfect, but as long as you're aware of where you've sort of backed up, taking that lesson and moving. I think the problem is when you stop is when things come overwhelming.
Yeah. Things catch up to you.
And you just keep pushing. I think.
I have a personal question since it's Movember.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a yes or no for everyone. So
No
it's two rounds of one question. No, two rounds.
So we answer one round, or you got to answer both?
No,
Sounds
we'll
like
start
we're
from
taking
there.
shots, man.
It's from there because for ManDay Madness, when we get to combat level, we'll start asking those tough questions, and you have to choose whether you want to take a shot or answer the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to a urologist? Yes or no?
No.
no.
Hold on. Sorry. No.
No. I'll ask the next question. Do you think babes know how sensitive balls are?
I think some babes know. That's my answer. Some.
Not most.
No, I don't think they know.
They have no idea.
No, they have no.
Wait,
They
this
just
question
assume.
needs an explanation.
No.
We can't just do it. No.
I'm just gonna say a blanket no.
Yeah.
Because the question is, do they know how sensitive they are? No.
We thank God for the scrotum.
So I'll say no, and then give context.
Yes.
Because I posted something. You know me, I'm a wild person, so I have a way of describing things.
Yeah.
You have a
It
way
comes
with
up-
words.
I have a way with words of describing. So I was explaining to babes, when you're giving a blowjob and you decide to go down the nuts and you try to like stimulate the nuts kidogo.
Go on.
I was telling babes, the ball is like an eyeball with the eyelid like this.
Yeah.
So imagine someone sucking on your eyelid. Your eyes so sensitive.
No.
How would you feel? Someone sucking on your eyeball and through the eyelid. How would you feel?
I don't know where to begin with that.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Okay, so
So that's when we say the balls are sensitive. That's
It's the
what
cycling.
it means.
Yeah.
Like you have to be super gentle.
don't let whatever.
Don't get too overexcited.
Don't get ambitious.
You're not sucking the bone marrow
Yeah.
off a piece of bone.
Yes, I know teabagging is a big thing in the country.
No, it's like I just said, don't get out, don't
The
get
only
ambitious.
teabag I'm accepting is the one in prison break.
Yeah, so like guys, and then the problem with dudes is you're so scared of hurting women's feelings. You won't tell her that, bro. You be
But
gentle.
these are your balls.
So you let her. You'll keep quiet and you just take your pain like a man.
I know, man.
I think it's a way.
You shouted, man. You
You see that? You know why?
Actually, I'm trying to be
Do you know why
polite.
I know? Do you know why I know a lot of guys also don't relay that information?
Yes.
Because it's also a lot of babes who don't know balls are sensitive. So it means every nigga they've been with has
Yes.
not told them, yo,
It's
now
a
it's
chick,
sensitive.
chick,
This
so-
guy has worked toward his ball being fit and steady.
So it's ball
There's
fitness.
that. Yeah, you can do ball fitness.
Wewe unafikiri ni ball ya Dida ama
No,
unaongea?
see, it's the one
but
hanging.
I have a third option. And my third theory is most babes don't spend as much time
On the balls.
Studying a
balls.
man's body.
No.
Spend as much time on the balls because if you consider foreplay,
Yes,
right? Here's my theory. Hear me out.
I like this theory.
Foreplay,
Hypo-
but the heavy lifting has to be done by the dude.
Uh-huh.
Sindio?
Kabisa.
So the babe doesn't spend as much time with those balls. So she doesn't have that feedback. So
Yes.
she never has to interact with them for
Yeah.
you to tell her,
Yeah,
babe,
because you think it's an accident.
Yeah.
She didn't mean it, but if she spends,
it's the ambitious babes.
I like.
I see your point.
We
It's
need
the
to.
ambitious babes who only need to be told once.
Wasichana
After that-
warembo wa kujituma, semeni hi.
But also for men, you need to take care of your balls. At least be clean, shave once in a while.
I mean, my balls are squeaky
powder.
clean every 2 weeks, bro.
Manscape,
Wax
yeah.
on, wax off.
Wax. I see waxing is a big thing for men as well nowadays.
I don't wax.
Have you? You don't?
No.
Kwame, do you want to answer this question?
hair removal cream works better than waxing.
No, hair
Significantly
is
less problem.
really.
Yeah, man. Why are you gonna wax and then you just rip off and start screaming hype?
Me, it's
But-
Hair removal cream.
No, if you're going to the waxing centers in Moy Avenue, they're gonna rip off
for
your
me-
thing.
for me,
Be like,
the-
hey bro, hey,
Vit,
manze makosa
my guy.
imefanyika.
For me, the only issue I have with
Pause.
waxing is my intrusive thoughts. Because now, you have to spread your legs here and like,
That's
and then
also
be like a
another
shy
reason.
baby,
No,
you're
that's
hiding your
also
face. I've never done this
Then
before. I
someone's
don't
gonna
do this
know.
everywhere.
Then the guys trying to make small, the babes trying to make small
don't
talk
you
with
have
you.
a intrusive thoughts?
Umeona traffic ya Westlers ya jana.
Unafunga macho, umespread legs zako hivi unafungia mtu
No,
macho.
they never
ati-
tell you to funga your macho. So you have
So
fetishes
you
that
keep you keep eye contact when you're being waxed.
This is a professional service. I expect him. Serve me, sir, or madam. Wax, get your money and mouth.
Hey,
It's safer,
Okay,
cleaner,
we should all be like Ash, but anyway.
and
Nah,
it's
let me tell
healthy.
you. Me, you know what I do? I trim. So you don't wait for the bush to become a forest.
So every time you're there with your shaver, Nini, Gillette,
Oh,
or whatever.
what do you mean? Also, when you shave, even I also trim myself. Uku. Because me, I don't always go to I only get my thing done with the machine when I go to get a haircut.
Yeah.
In between, the hairs that grow uku, I have a shave at home.
Oh, yeah.
So I do my own self-maintenance.
I haven't been to a kinyozin, I think 3-4 years maybe.
You shave your own head?
No, I shave my own head.
Interesting.
Pep Guardiola and
I
Ten
tell you,
Hag
man,
style.
I tell you.
But it's very important. I think I saw the stats from Kenya National Bureau of Statistics about men learning self-care, and I'm very happy. I think it's important.
But the only
Usishi kama
problem is,
bushman.
when the minute men start learning self-care,
Yes.
we start learning how to respect ourselves and tunaanza kuingiza maringo, and then you hear
Yeah.
them saying, nowadays men don't
Men,
chase.
yeah.
Hope even
He's
us we
spending
become
more time on
baddies.
the
Yeah,
bed.
that's why guys are complaining men on princess treatment because we
Because
know.
Now you know how this is
no.
how you've been feeling.
Full body massage, sauna, hot thigh,
Kumbe kuna lotion ya
hot
uso.
stones on your back,
Yeah,
my
lotion ya
brother.
mikono.
Changes your life.
I tell you.
You stop thinking about your problems. Start thinking of solutions.
Yeah.
And that madam is there with the stones on your back. Okay, so I think it's just me.
You give him enough time, he just goes down the wrong rabbit. It's a good tangent.
hiyo ni
I tell
foreplay
you.
una describe
Right,
hapo
right?
unatuambia hapa self-care. That's
Hot
foreplay.
stones.
That's foreplay.
That's foreplay for you.
Anyway,
On that note,
on that note,
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in to Monday Madness. This is Movember series, so you're going to see us in the same outfits. November. You're going to see us in the same outfits for the next 4 episodes because we did one session,
Yeah.
chopped it into 4 parts.
Yes, good.
We
Explain it
promise
like
we
that.
have other
Yeah, I
clothes.
was just like, it's the
Don't make it
same.
sound like we don't have clothes.
We have
Yeah.
other
And
clothes
let's keep
at
coming
home.
We're not
Same
Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, you
Like
know.
if you meet me in
Not
the
only
same
cartoons
chick, and
always
I want
dressed
to
up
tell
in
you
it.
by
Yeah,
the
but
way,
we
I
don't
have
change
other
our
But you
chicks.
know me, my default is always black and white, so I'm so comfortable.
So this is you.
I was just with Paul, you may never know.
No wahala gang. This is only for video. Wale wanasikiza kwa audio watajua tuko na the same outfits.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Hawajali.
It's true.
Hawajali, si hawajali tumevaa nini. But we are men who love to dress nicely.
Yes.
And hopefully in the next coming episodes we'll be able to invite a couple of guys to the studio so we can chop it up pamoja.
Yes.
You know, we don't like being a manel where
A man.
there's no one to contribute.
Yeah, they're just
No,
chama
we're just
bonding.
hapa tunadanganyana
Just
tuna
chama
stories za
bonding.
jaba bro.
Aki
No.
manze. Ama boy ni wa toxic.
Yeah, my boy ni watoxic.
Mimi nakushow.
By then, this is
Ah.
not, just for clarity, this podcast is not a women bashing podcast.
Yes.
So please don't.
We
don't
love
go out
women.
there. Msichome picha kabla tu
Actually,
launch.
there are women in studio.
Yeah. Our director, June Mweteli,
Behind the cameras.
behind the cameras,
Yeah.
hapo. Shout out to June. And yeah, it's just a platform for guys to just, chop it up.
For men to be men.
For men to be
However
men.
they define their manhood.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it, yeah.
Yes.
Your manhood,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Or lack thereof.
And on that note, see you in the next couple of episodes. Hope you enjoy the content. Leave
Don't
a
do
comment below.
drugs alone.
Like,
Comment.
comment, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share.
Yes, sir.
I've said that before and it came back
Say it
to
one more
bite
time.
me.
Say it
Let
one
me
more
say
time.
it now. I
Like,
hope this time
share.
it doesn't bite me.
Me, I like
Subscribe,
it, Wamama.
like, share, follow, share with your friends. Tell them about Monday Madness.
Especially
what
the
we do.
mamas where the money
Wamamas,
is.
you know,
Aki
sis-
wamama
Are you
money.
single? No.
No, I'm not single.
Eddie,
I'm
you
a
single?
partner.
I don't speak to the press.
Paul, so it's okay. I'm the only single person here.
it is only you.
Eddie,
I don't speak to the press. All I can say is that make sure the wamamas are subscribing.
They're not
There's just
My mama see him aside and him aside.
Maybe Nico, I'm
don't,
single.
don't see me
I'm
aside.
single, but I'm not searching.
Yeah.
You know,
It
but if you
depends.
find me, find me.
As Major, the great philosopher of our time, said, Nikilewa mi was single.
So, it's been real.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching Monday Madness.
Yes.
See you next episode.
Yeah.
Catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Yes.